here, just a minute and a half in, and no one has yet to crack the scoreboard. Now Springford, as it is number 4, Patrick Kovaleski on the drive. He is fouled by a Norristown Eagle. Fouls on Paulino, his first, team first. As Norristown comes out man-to-man, familiar defense. And now it looks like they've gone to a little bit matchup zone. We're getting a little bump from number 24, Nazir Kenny. So 2 quick team fouls on the Eagles. And that's not one you want to see. 26 feet away from the basket. So here's Springford as Kovaleski with the ball, trying to take Willie Anderson. Ball is rejected. Great help defense there by Kenny as Kovaleski made up his mind to take it to the hoop, and he was soundly rejected. Still Springford basketball as they inbound it. Kovaleski hands off to number 10, Zach Scrocky. And Scrocky works it over to Fitzgerald, back to Scrocky. Eagles stay in this familiar 2-3, and they're going to get an over and back. As good pressure defense by the Eagles leads to another turnover by the Springford Rams. Now the Eagles, as they look for an opportunity to crack the scoreboard. As we are just over 2 minutes in, still looking at goose eggs up on the scoreboard. Number 10, DJ Johnson with the basketball. Swings it over to Kenny. Kenny thought about a 3. Johnson does put up the 3, and he got it to go. 3 ball from the top of the key for DJ Johnson. Norristown out to an early 3-0 lead. And here comes Springford as they're going to push the pace. Patrick Kovaleski. And Willie Anderson lucky didn't get a reach-in foul there. As Norristown's got to be careful, move their feet. Already 2 team fouls. There's a pick at the top of the key. No room for Fitzgerald, though, as he'll swing it over. And a 3 for Kovaleski is strong, but an offensive rebound. And there's a 3 as Patrick Kovaleski, the second opportunity. And now Springford in offensive transition. Layup up, no good. Rebound comes down to Norristown's John Paulino. And Norristown will slow it up as it is number 10, DJ Johnson running the show. He finds Kenny for 3, and he got it. Can't leave him open. Nazir Kenny, we saw that last year. You give him some room, he can bury you. And 2 threes for Norristown as they're doubling up Springford early, 6-3, as we approach the midway point of this first quarter. And falling down is DJ Johnson, and it leaves a little room for number 4, Patrick Kovaleski, the hoop and the harm. And he will go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned 3-point play. And maybe more importantly, that's the second team foul on Kenny. We'll see if Norristown head coach Binky Johnson is going to pull Kenny out of this game. He's one of the few players with some varsity experience left from the 2018-2019 team. Free throws up and good, and we're knotted at 6. Willie Anderson. The junior hands off to Dinolfi. Dinolfi swings it back top of the key, way downtown, in and out, as Kenny missed an NBA 3. But again, in transition, very efficient. Michael Fitzgerald on the layup. And you can see the MO for Springford as they get out and run. Normally a game you don't want to play with Norristown. But Norristown a little late getting back in transition. And now nearly a turnover, and the ball is deflected out of bounds. And we're going to have some substitution, as we're going to see 3 Eagles come into the game. And sure enough, Nazir Kenny with 2 fouls is going to have to grab some bench for a little bit. And Binky Johnson will have to milk some minutes from some younger players out here. So here's Norristown, trailing by 2, just past the halfway point. Willie Anderson, fall away 17-footers, no good. Battle for it, tapped out of bounds. It'll stay Eagle basketball. As Norristown's been all from the perimeter, haven't gotten anything inside just yet. We'll see if that style of play changes. As it is number 1, Kristen Alfie. Puts up a 3, can't get it to go. Off the top of the backboard, and the rebound comes down to Springford. So here comes Kovaleski, as he'll look to take Willie Anderson. A little crossover, and he's going to get called for a palm. Don't see that very often. That's a call you don't see very often in really any level of basketball, but the official with the eagle eye saw that there, and another turnover by the Springford Rams. 8-6 Springford, 3:17 to play here in the first. Norristown has made 2 threes so far. Now's one top of the key. That is up, and that's way off. Rebound comes down to Willie Anderson. His 14-footer's up and good, and that ties the game at 8. Willie Anderson, who's seen meaningful minutes since he was a freshman and will certainly be a big part in the success of the Eagles this year. So here's Springford as they work the ball around the key. Zach Scrocky hands off to Kovaleski. Kovaleski to the hoop. Up, in, and a foul. As Kovaleski dicing up the Eagles' defense. And once again, he'll go to the free throw line for a 3-point play. And another substitution for Norristown, as number 25, Sam Etheridge, checks into the game for Willie Anderson. Kovaleski's free throw is up, and it is good. And it gives Springford a 3-point lead, 11-8. So here's Donofrey for the Eagles. Hands off to Paulino in the corner. He's quickly doubled, in trouble, and he bangs it off. Number 5, Michael Fitzgerald, and maintains possession for the Eagles. So Paulino to Donofrey. As Chris hands back to Paulino inside to Etheridge. They swing it over, going to get an open 3, but passing up the shot is Marshall Baker. And now Sam Etheridge swings it over, and an open 3 for Paulino. Can't get it to go as Norristown. The cold shooting touch to start, just a couple of threes and a 14-footer for Willie Anderson as they trail 11-8. In the corner. And a foul, as it was Patrick Kovaleski unsuccessful in the layup attempt and kind of bailed out as he was in a precarious position underneath the basket. I don't think there was any way he was going to be able to put some English on that ball to get it to go. But foul on Norristown as Chaz Middleton's whistled for the infraction. And that'll send Kovaleski to the free throw line, who has been a handful to start here for the Eagles. First free throw is up, and it is no good. Couple of dribbles for the senior guard, and 1 out of 2. It's a 12-8 Springford lead. And now some full court pressure here. Norristown's able to break it. See if they get an open 3 in transition. And they're going to pull it back out as Chris Donofrey sets up the offense for the Eagles. Swings it over. And now underneath. And a layup is up and good. As Chaz Middleton, the beneficiary of good ball movement by the Eagles. And they claw within 2 and nearly a steal. As it is Marshall Baker hounding number 10, Zach Scrocky. In the corner, Kovaleski. And nearly a reach-in, but no call, and a steal for the Eagles. Here comes Sam Etheridge, and he's going to be fouled in the backcourt. As good pressure defense by the Eagles turns the ball over. And with 1:25 to play here in the first quarter, the Eagles will look to tie or take the lead with a 3. So Paulino inbound the basketball to his classmate Chris Donofrey. Donofrey across the timeline. So we see a 2-3 zone defense played here. And Donofrey thinks about a 3. Up and good. Got it to go. Chris Donofrey from the top of the key, normally the friendliest 3-point spot on the court. Got the 3 to go, and Norristown reclaims the lead, 13-12. Under a minute to play here in the first. And taking the ball to hoop up and no good was Zach Scrocky. As you can see, anytime these Springford Rams get an avenue or a lane to the hoop, they're taking advantage of it and putting Norristown in some foul trouble with already the 6th-team foul on the Eagles. So from this point forward, the Rams will be shooting free throws for every Norristown foul. Scrocky gets the first one to go. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So a 14-13 Springford lead. 50 seconds to play here in the first. Dinolfi, fresh off a 26-foot three-pointer, hands over to Paulino. Paulino playing catch with Dinolfi. Now Marshall Baker pull up, and that ball was partially deflected. And another rejection underneath. Ball's last touched by the Eagles, and it's going to be Ram basketball. So some good defense there by the Rams is 2 rejections. And ball's last touch by Eagles. Here comes Kovaleski, and he takes it, and he's going to get called for steps as he looks at the ref with a curious look. We're not very happy with that was Kovaleski, but he does turn the ball over. Now we're going to have a stoppage of play as a substitution for the Rams. And it looks like this Rams team not very deep, which certainly could play a role. We get late into this game if foul trouble or conditioning comes into play, especially considering the first game of the year. So it looks like with 16 seconds left in the first, Norristown's going to hold for one shot as Dinolfi hands off to Marshall Baker. And Paulino nearly lost it. Got it in the corner to Dinolfi. His three is up. It is strong. And with just 1 second left, the half-court opportunity is up, and it is off the top of the backboard, no good. But a very competitive first quarter, and it sees the Rams leak out to a 14-13 lead. We'll be right back. So we're just about ready to start this second quarter. Springford with a 1-point lead, 14-13. And we may have a turnover off the boot, and we do. We got a layup, but it's no good. As Dinolfi with a steal, but couldn't get the layup to go. Norristown does regain possession of the basketball as Springford falls back into their 2-3, and calling for the basketball underneath was Chaz Middleton, but unable to get it to him was Dinolfi. But an offensive rebound opportunity. Now Willie Anderson to the hoop. Got it. And one for Willie Anderson as he went baseline, got the layup to go. And we are on the seesaw now as Norristown takes a 15-14 lead. As Willie Anderson try to extend that from the free throw line. Just a second team foul on Springford. Norristown already with 6 team fouls. And Anderson gets the free throw to go. And it is a 2-point Norristown lead. No surprise that it's a close affair as these two teams battled last year. Norristown took both meetings, but just a few points separated both of the victories for Norristown, including a 1-point win, 55-54 early last season. So here's Norristown with a 2-point lead. DJ Johnson underneath. Etheridge can't get it to go. The rebound comes down to Johnson, and now it's fumbled around on the ground, taken back by Norristown as Willie Anderson's calling for it. He gets it, and they'll slow it up. DJ Johnson and put on the floor as Paulino from the elbow, and it's up and in, got it to go. Smooth jumper by Paulino. An elbow jumper gives Norristown its largest lead, 18-14, early here in the second quarter. So here's Springford, as it's been Patrick Kovaleski, the go-to guy. And good defense there by DJ Johnson. And the Rams will start all over again. And we're nearly getting a bump. They're letting them play. Refs certainly letting them play here early on. And taking it to the baseline up and in is Jake Cressley. As good ball movement there by the Rams as they pull within 2, 18-16. Paulino. Now, as Willie Anderson really calling for the basketball, had an opportunity, but they got it there a little late. He'll take it to the hoop himself. The layup is up and good. Got it to go. Willie Anderson slicing and dicing. Got the finger roll to go. It's 20-16 as this Norristown offense beginning to find itself here early in the second quarter. Under 6 minutes to play. As here's Springford. As they get it to Trey Medeiros. Medeiros guarded closely by Paulino. Medeiros gets it back and nearly a steal. And it's going to be off the referee, Willie Anderson. Nearly had an unabated lane to the basket, but just off the referee and out of bounds, so it'll stay Springford basketball. So now some substitutions for both teams. So it's Scrocky with the basketball. Hands off to Nate Santiago, and we're going to get a traveling violation. Santiago didn't look very comfortable holding that basketball there. As Gabe Irizarry will head into the game for Norristown as he'll give, looks like, Paulino a rest. So Eagles with the basketball on a 4-point lead. 5 minutes and 19 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Pac-10 opener for both teams. As it is Willie Anderson. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Strong rebound underneath, and going to be a foul on Norristown. As a strong rebound by Medeiros, and that's going to be the 7th team foul. It looks like we're going to be shooting 1-1. As Eric Stead checks into the game now for Norristown. But we're going to walk the floor, and the Rams will be at the free throw line for the remaining 5 minutes and 7 seconds of this second quarter. The foul's on Middleton, his 3rd foul. So you got to think he'll probably spend the rest of the half on the bench. Nazir Kenny also on the bench. He's got 2 fouls. As Coach Bickey Johnson tries to milk all he can from his reserves. Get into the halftime with no more foul trouble than they're already in. Front end is missed, so Norristown tries to expand on their 4-point lead. Pull-up jumper is up and no good. Couldn't get the friendly roll. And Norristown will now have to get back on defense, and nearly getting away with a walk there was Patrick Kovaleski. But 3 is missed, and here comes Norristown. They get it out in transition. Willie Anderson lowers his shoulder up. Can't get it to go, but it is a foul. A nice job by Willie Anderson drawing the contact. As you can see, the minutes that he played as a freshman and a sophomore paying off now, and he knows he's going to have to be one of the offensive stalwarts for Norristown if they're going to be successful this season. Anderson short on that first free throw. Anderson's father, of course, Willie Anderson Sr., member of that great 1993 Norristown High School basketball team, one of the top teams in the state that year. And an empty trip for Anderson as he goes 0 for 2. And we've been stuck on 20-16 for a few minutes here as neither team has been able to capitalize from the free throw line. Now Springford. As Crocky off a pick, elbow jumper, no good. Rebound, batted, and coming down to Norristown. As it is Zachy Gomez. Here comes Norristown offensively. They got a 4-point lead. Gomez in the corner, deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Eagle basketball. So Gomez will inbound for the Eagles. He gets it to DJ Johnson. DJ. And a three in the corner. Up and an air ball. But it is Norristown coming down with a rebound and trying to create some space there. It was, I'm not sure if that's Eric Stead or Willie Anderson, but going to be a jump ball to stay Eagle basketball. As Eagles will inbound the basketball baseline left. Willie Anderson. And a quick substitution for Norristown as Denolfi's in for Stead. Here's Anderson as they get it in to DJ Johnson, to Anderson. A three, no good. And nothing but blue jerseys there for the rebound. Here comes Springford as we are past the halfway point. As Springford, an open three for Fitzgerald. He got it to go. The three for Fitzgerald pulls Springford within one. As Norristown a series of empty possessions here. But they're settling for a lot of long jump shots, and when they don't fall, you're in a world of trouble. Willie Anderson as Springford stays in the 2-3 zone, which will yield a lot of open jump shots, but like I said, if they're not falling, it's going to be difficult offensively. Here's Denolfi. Puts the ball in the hoop. Up, can't get the layup to go. And here comes Springford in transition. Norristown, good job getting back on defense. And what looked like a walk there on Scrocky. No call. And he gets the floater to fall. Springford is taking the lead 21-20 as we are under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Denolfi to Gomez. Top of the key. Willie Anderson calling for it. DJ Johnson hands back. Now a three from the wing is going to be off. And again, Patrick Kovaleski clears the board. As Springford with a little mini 5-0 run to retake the lead, 21-20. At the 2:26 mark here of the second quarter. So here's Patrick Kovaleski. Elbow jump shot is up and it is good. And a 7-0 run. As we approach the 2-minute mark, 23-20 Springford. Neither team has been able to gather much of a lead, and now Springford is going to trap. He's going to leave an open three. And now they get it inside to Denolfi. Tries to draw the contact. Does. No call, but he does get the layup to go. As Denolfi used that right shoulder to create some space. And he gets the layup to go, which stops the drought for Norristown. Wholesale substitutions wait to come in for both teams here. As it is Kovaleski, as that ball is taken away, and we're not going to have a foul call. Vicky Johnson looking for a push, but they're all going to say all is fair, and they're going to result in a free layup. Cressley, the beneficiary of a little wacky play there, and he gives Springford a 3-point lead, 25-22. Anderson, pull-up jumper, got it to go. As we've seen him hit several times from the same spot, Willie Anderson pulls Norristown within one, 25-24. In a fast-paced second quarter that has seen just a handful of whistles. Now a corner three is up and good. So Willie Anderson might have got away with a walk, as the Springford bench certainly felt like he did. Denolfi's in the corner, pump fake. And you don't want to be in that spot. That's where they can trap, swings it over. As it is Johnson now over to Willie Anderson, puts the ball on the floor, got hit, no call. Certainly some body contact right there, but no call. Now Springford will slow it up. We'll see if they hold for one, as we have just about 30 seconds to play here in this second quarter. And they'll work the ball around the perimeter. It does look like they will hold for one shot. And Springford content on going into the half here with nothing worse than a 4-point lead. See about 10 seconds if that's when they get their offense going. And we're going to have an offensive foul as Patrick Kovaleski set a pick, and a little bit too aggressive for the referee's standards results in a foul. And just his first team foul and just the fourth team foul, but more importantly gives Norristown what will likely be the last possession of this second quarter. So under 10 seconds to play, as it is DJ Johnson with the basketball to Denolfi. 5 seconds, Denolfi Runs baseline, gets it to Anderson. Anderson's three is up, and he got it to go. And that's the way to end the second quarter as Willie Anderson connects on a three from the top of the key. And that pulls Norristown within one. So we will head to the half with the Springford Rams leading the Eagles of Norristown 28-27. Ready to get underway here in the third quarter in what has been a seesaw affair. As after 16 minutes of play, we see the Rams with a 1-point lead over the Eagles, 28-27, in a briskly played first half. And it looks like referees are ready to go, and it'll be Springford basketball to start the third quarter. As Scrocky with the basketball, guarded by number 10, DJ Johnson. And, yep, you can see that coming as the right hand of Johnson stayed on Scrocky, and the referee called it right away. That's going to be the first team foul. Norristown, of course, went in the penalty early in that first half, something they're going to have to avoid, but Coach Bicky Johnson was able to get some key minutes from some reserves as key contributor Nazir Kenny is back into the game for Norristown as two early fouls put him on the bench, and fortunately he didn't reach in there again. You don't want to pick up a third this early. And now fall-away jumper is up and good. Pretty play there by Patrick Kovaleski, who's been a thorn in the side of the Eagles all night as he extends the Ram lead to three. It's 30-27 in the early stages of this third quarter. Dinolfi thought about a three, as looks like Springford has decided to switch from a zone to man-to-man. See how the Eagles respond. It's Willie Anderson, who was the man in the second quarter and continues to be the man now as the jumper goes from 17 feet. Junior Willie Anderson's got the touch tonight. And a 30-29 Norristown lead. Scrocky inside Medeiros, and a little hook shot's up and good as he got position on Dinolfi underneath. And a gentle touch by the big man, and it's back to a 3-point Ram lead. Here's Johnson with the basketball. Hands off to Kenny. Kenny, and he's going to get called for traveling, as he didn't like the call, but he did shuffle his feet there. And you got to think, with all those minutes he sat on the bench, Nazir Kenny anxious to get his offensive game rolling. He did bury a three early, but he's got to be careful about picking up that third foul. 6 minutes and 36 seconds to play here in the third. It's a 32-29 Springford lead. Norristown has also switched to a zone defense. And a little six-footer's no good. Good defense there by Willie Anderson on Patrick Kovaleski. Norristown clears the rebound, but nearly a careless play. But as Nazir Kenny thought he was fouled, ball's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Eagle basketball. As it'll be Willie Anderson to inbound the basketball. And we got an issue at the scorer's table. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I think somebody just told a joke because we see some people laughing. Now we're ready for play. As Dinolfi tries to carve out some room, they get it to Kenny. Kenny, elbow jump shot is up, and it is good. As the big fella from the elbow got it to go, pulls Norristown within one. As Norristown stays active in that man-to-man defense. Now a turnaround jump shot off the side of the backboard, and the ball is going to come down to Norristown. We're going to have a jump ball or a foul. It's going to be a foul on Springford, it looks like. And that'll be their first team foul. There's no foul trouble for the Rams. They don't have a player with more than two. Under 6 minutes to play here in the third. DJ Johnson to Willie Anderson. Plenty of room for three, and he can't get it to go. But John Paulino with an excellent offensive rebound. Picked up his dribble a little early. Gets it to Kenny. Kenny decides not to use the pick. Hands off to Johnson. He wants the ball back as they look to try to get it inside to Dinolfi. But now Norristown will slow things down a little bit. Dinolfi, as he'll put up a three, can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. Paulino, the man up, gets it rejected. But now a foul underneath as Norristown very active on the offensive glass. As number 50, John Dinolfi, the sophomore forward, couldn't get it to go, but he was hacked from behind, and he'll go to the charity stripe. First free throw is up and in and out, as both teams have struggled from the free throw line tonight. talk about the challenges head coach Binky Johnson's facing as you lose an entire starting five. Certainly there's going to be an adjustment period. And I think the team you see here tonight for Norristown will likely be a different team when we head down the stretch here as they learn to play with each other and create an identity. Denolfi misses both, and now excellent defense as it is going to be DJ Johnson who was fouled after picking the pocket of Zach Scrocky. And it'll be Norristown basketball, third team foul on Springford. It'd be good to get them in foul trouble, but if you don't make the free throws, it's all for naught. So Kennedy inbound the basketball for Norristown. As DJ Johnson will set it up for the Eagles. As they look to get the ball to Willie Anderson off the screen. Anderson takes baseline, gets the layup up and got it to go. And a little bit of a flex afterwards is a strong move by Willie Anderson along the baseline. And amongst the trees, he got the layup to go. Now Kovaleski. Thought about a three, hands it off instead. Now in the corner. Inside to Medeiros. Medeiros from the elbow. Hands it off to number 31, Cressley. Cressley can't get the jumper to go. It's Willie Anderson who clears for Norristown. So Norristown now with a 1-point lead, 33-32. Paulino looks to set up a pick. They get it to Kenny, guarded by Kovaleski. Behind the back, Kenny, fall away jumper. It is up, can't get it to go, but he is fouled. No argument there from Kovaleski. Nice move by Nazir Kenny, and he will go to the free throw line for a pair. Second team foul on Kovaleski, fourth overall. As Kenny looks to extend the 1-point Norristown lead. And a friendly roll as he gets the first to go. As we've stated earlier, the teams have played this very close. Neither team with anything larger than a 5-point lead. Kenny gets the second to go, 35-32 Norristown. As we approach the halfway point of this third quarter. And we're going to get a bump on Willie Anderson. As Patrick Kovaleski, aggressive to the hoop. Willie Anderson called for the bump. And again, those are the ones you don't want to see. So far away from the basket. A little too aggressive there. And just Anderson's second, just the second on the team. So doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of an issue, at least right now for the Eagles. Kenny will guard the inbounder. As Zach Scrocky will try to get the Rams going offensively as they have run into a little bit of a cold spell, but an excellent out-of-bounds play as Trey Medeiros, from the feed from Scrocky, pulls Springford within one. 4 minutes to play here in the third. Norristown with a 1-point lead. Denolfi with the basketball to DJ Johnson. They get it to Paulino, top of the key. He hands back to Denolfi. And they're going to get Kenny off a screen for three. He got it to go. Excellent offensive series there for Norristown, and nothing but the bottom of the net for Kenny from the wing three, and Norristown matches their largest lead of the game, 38-34. Now Kovaleski as they let him go, and he got it off the window to go. As a little loosey-goosey there defensively is Norristown. Kenny from the same spot he just hit. A little short on this one, and the floorboard comes down to the Rams. So it's Kovaleski again. About a 14-footer, can't get that to go. Paulino as they look to leak ahead, and they're going to get it. And two men fighting for the basketball, but it's going to be Norristown's Denolfi as he has some words for his teammate. They shake hands all as well, as it was Denolfi and Kenny who both went after the ball for the Eagles. They kind of canceled each other out. Denolfi was able to gather and couldn't get the layup to go, but he was fouled. And again, the 15th foul. So just 2 fouls away from being put in the penalty. Let's see if Denolfi can make them pay from the free throw line. The first one's up and good. It's been a pretty well-played basketball game so far, especially considering the first game of the year for both teams. You got to think there's going to be some cobwebs, but Not too many turnovers. Both teams have been aggressive offensively. And two pretty evenly matched teams. Don't be the least bit surprised if this one comes down to a final possession or two late in the fourth. A couple of dribbles. Denolfi's second free throw's up and good. So a 40-36 Norristown lead as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. As it is Marshall Baker defensively for Norristown, and a layup on can't get it to go as a couple of opportunities. Run drive there for Springford, and Kenny clears for Norristown. Denolfi being aggressive, tried to draw a contact, couldn't get it to go, gets the floorboard, and some excellent aggressive play there by Denolfi as he was determined to get that possession back for Norristown. Now Kenny, open three. It is up. It is short. The offensive rebound for Norristown. Is it going to be an air ball? And that ball is going to be taken away. We're going to have a foul on Norristown, it looks like, as it was Jake Cressley, who was able to garner the defensive board for the Rams. So an empty possession there for the Eagles despite several opportunities and some full court pressure now, man-to-man pressure. But easily broken in there. Here come the Rams. And a little floater, can't get it to go as the hot hand of Kowaleski's cooled off here a little bit in this third quarter. Now Denolfi, spin move, underneath. Paulino, layup, up, got it to go. Excellent play as Denolfi to Paulino yields 2 more points for the Eagles, their largest lead of the game at 6, and Kenny says, get that out of here, as Kowaleski took the ball to the hoop. Not on Nazir Kenny's watch. So 42-36 Eagles. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play. Ball's deflected out of bounds by Paulino. And Sam Etheridge and Willie Anderson going to check back into the game to give Paulino and Nazir Kenny much-deserved rest at the end of this third quarter. And nearly the same play Norristown got bitten on earlier as a little lob pass for Trey Medeiros. Couldn't get it to go that time, but it'll stay Ram basketball. And nearly a steal, but it's going to be a cornered three, no. So it is Kowaleski with the basketball. Now a wing three is up. It's no good. And Sam Etheridge just takes it away from an Eagle. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson stripped, though, out of bounds. But it will stay Eagle basketball as Norristown tries to build on their largest lead of the game. It's 6 at 42-36. Anderson, the inbound man. Baseline right. Etheridge calling for it. Instead, they get it to Denolfi in the corner. And nearly turned over, and it is turned over. So careless possession there by the Eagles. But they will continue to try to turn up the pressure here on the Rams with some man-to-man full court pressure. The Rams did not have any issue breaking the press last time. And it's going to be number 10. Oh, they're not going to call that a foul. There's certainly some heavy contact there, but a missed shot now. Here comes Willie Anderson as he will slow it up and set up the Eagles' offense. Anderson in the corner. Denolfi thought about the three, gets it inside, and now shot up and no good for number 22, Chaz Middleton. And it's going to be Jake Cressley, coming down with the basketball. Here comes Springford. Patrick Kowaleski in the corner. And a three is up and good. Three is up and good for number 3, Tyler Slingo, as he was hit after releasing the basketball. He gets it to go on a potential 4-point play to bring the Rams within 2. And Biggie Johnson doesn't like the look of that. Just a brief rest there for Nazir Kenny, as you've seen the offense kind of stumble with the junior forward on the bench, as he will come in and spell Marshall Baker. So Slingo with an opportunity at a rare 4-point play, but he can't get it to go. And Springford has struggled from the free throw line tonight. Now Willie Anderson in the corner. He's doubled. Gets rid of it quickly, but it's going to be stolen. Taken away by number 3, Tyler Slingo, and he cannot corral the basketball. Out of bounds, last touch by the Rams, and Norristown fortunate that the Rams didn't draw closer. 42-39 Eagles. Under a minute to play here in the third. Chris Dinolfi with the basketball. As back to a 3-2 zone now, as Norristown has seen a 2-3, a man-to-man, and a 3-2 zone. We'll see how Norristown wants to work this out. Normally the 3-2 zone will yield some open jump shots, but there's one there, but it's missed, but a strong rebound. Cleared by Chaz Middleton as he gets the put back to go, and it's a 5-point Norristown lead at 44-39, under 30 seconds to play. Does Springford hold for one, or do they take the first opportunity they get? Looks like they're going to take the first opportunity they get, and the layup can't go. Nazir Kenny with the basketball. Norristown looks to push, leading by 5. Kenny, corner 3, no. Dinolfi passes up, gets hit, gets it back out to Kenny. Kenny comes down with it. He's at the free throw line. 8 seconds to play. Anderson finds Dinolfi. 5 seconds. Dinolfi, the floater, no good. Offensive putback is rejected, and that's how the third quarter is going to end. So a furious last 30 seconds, but Norristown can't get the bucket to go, but they'll be content to head to the fourth. They outscore the Rams by 6 in the third. They will take a 5-point lead, 44-39, into the final 8 minutes. We'll be right back. So we are just about ready to start this fourth quarter that sees Norristown with a 5-point lead as Kenny inbounds the ball for the Eagles. So here we go. Final 8 minutes of play. Kenny nearly lost it, and he throws it, but Norristown is able to get the basketball back. The shot is up and no good. And an offensive rebound back up and in. It's 2 in a row for Chaz Middleton, as all of a sudden we got a 7-point Norristown lead. So it's Kovaleski. Hands off to Jake Cressley. Cressley gets it back. Now Kovaleski. Corner 3. Handed off is short by Scrocky. Here comes Norristown 3-on-1 with numbers. Kenny. Reverse layup. Got it to go. Little English there by the junior. And he get the bucket to go. Norristown leads 48-39. Now an open 3. Top of the key. No good. Floorboard comes down to Willie Anderson. As the fresh legs in Norristown, looks like they're starting to wear down the Rams a little bit. Now Kenny in the corner for 3. That's an air ball. As you got to think if that goes, head coach Chris Talley probably calls timeout. But instead, it remains a 9-point lead for Norristown. Now a corner 3 for Springford, as they have gone cold here. As Kovaleski, who was red hot here in the first, frigid shooting here in the second half for Springford. As Norristown with their largest lead of the game. Now Kenny. Double teamed. Throws it away. So Kenny double teamed as he looked to throw cross court to Paulino. A little too tall for Paulino, and a turnover by Norristown. But they've done a decent job tonight taking care of the basketball. As here's Springford, an opportunity for a trap. Etheridge came a little bit late, and looks like we're going to get a timeout. Chris Talley calls a timeout. Didn't like the position his player was in there. And they will slow things up. This will be just a 30-second timeout. So we're going to stay with you here. As a quick rendition for the Norristown Lady Eagles. So as we mentioned, Norristown coming off a very successful season last year. 23-7 overall, 17-3. Finished first in the Pac-10. Ended up losing to Perkiomen Valley in the Pac-10 playoffs, 55-51. Norristown, however, did advance to the state playoffs, defeating Cheshire, then losing to the Boys Latin Charter in March to end their season. And they certainly look to try to return to the state playoffs again. But first order of business, take care of game number 1, especially on your home floor. So here we go. It'll be Kovaleski to inbound the basketball for the Rams. Norristown looking for some pressure defense. He throws in. It's going to be last touched by Springford. Medeiros furious that there was no foul called there, as it looked like he had position on Etheridge, but a turnover by the Rams as they continue to put some pressure on the Eagles, and now another steal. But, yep, there it is. And the Rams are going to get rewarded with a rejection instead. Close to a goaltend, but a rejection there by Norristown. But Springford does maintain possession of the basketball. Kovaleski hands off in the corner. The 3 is up, and the 3 is short. And again, they continue to struggle mightily from beyond the 3, and now it is going to be maybe unabated, but is Etheridge with a layup up and in, that's 22, Chaz Middleton, as he gets the layup to go. 50-39 Eagles. And Springford answers quickly with a layup of their own, as the Eagles nearly turn the ball over again, but now numbers. Paulino is going to be called for an offensive foul. Excellent job there defensively. Paulino is going to have to give that up. You got numbers 3-on-1. You can give it to the man on the left or the one on the right, and you're probably going to get a layup. But Paulino looked like he kind of got caught in the air. And just a mistake there by the junior. Excellent student. He'll learn from that, though. Still a 9-point lead for the Eagles. As turnabout's fair play, they will put on a little bit of pressure here, as this game has ticked up a notch in emotion and intensity, as it is DJ Johnson hounding the point guard for Springford. Now in the corner, number 21, Santiago. They swing it around and taking the ball to hoop and getting it rejected, and we're going to have a jump ball. It is going to be a jump ball, and I got to tell you, Binky Johnson has a right to be upset, as it was going to be Norristown coming down with that basketball, but questionable call there by the refs, as it was a rejection, but the ball was not pinned there too long between the two opponents. I got to think that's got to be Norristown basketball. Well, this possession arrow will reward Springford with the basketball. We approach the 5-minute mark. It's a 9-point Eagle lead. Santiago gets a pick. Hands off to Medeiros. Medeiros, aggressive, 14-footer, gets the friendly roll. 7-point lead for the Eagles. And nearly another turnover, but now Norristown has numbers, as it is Johnson takes it to the hoop, can't get it to go. Sorry, Marshall Baker there on the offensive play. Baker couldn't get the layup to go. And you can see Springford is selling out here on this press. If Norristown can get it past half court, they're going to have easy opportunities. And the 6-team foul for Springford, Norristown would be rewarded from free throws from this point forward. This is shooting one, so 2 for Baker, as he misses badly on the first. Baker with a couple of dribbles. Second free throw is up, and that is also short. The heavy legs there for Baker are getting it off the palm, but Norristown another empty possession. Now Medeiros is going to have it stolen, taken away by Kenny. Kenny gives it up, and Norristown now in transition. Denalfi dribbles off his foot. It's going to be Ram basketball. As another empty possession for the Eagles, as they have failed to build upon this lead. A precarious 7 points now as we near the halfway point of the fourth quarter. So the Eagles look to press, but Zach Scrocky is going to take to the hoop, and he gets it and the harm, and he falls into the door hard, and he is slow to get up as his teammates come to his aid, and it looks like he's okay. A little limp, but it looks like he's going to be okay, and I think the fact that the ball went in certainly makes you feel a little bit better. More importantly, he Pulls Springford within 4. I'm sorry, pulls within 5. The free throw could pull within 4. And Kovaleski, who his brief spell on the bench is done, as he got a little bit of rest there. The man in the first half for Springford has had issues I should say, offensively here in the second half. But Springford is heating up a little bit. And the free throw is no good, but an offensive rebound up and in, as that can't happen. Trey Medeiros not boxed out. And what was an 11-point lead just a minute ago is now a 3-point lead. And Norristown nearly turns it over again. But now here they go in transition. Denolfi takes it, can't get the layup to go, hands it off, and Norristown will try to set up and slow down. They got to get this pace back to what they want to play. And DJ Johnson hands off to Anderson. Anderson's been quiet here recently, and he throws it away. Another turnover by the Eagles as the pressure defense by the Rams causing Norristown fits, and that has gotten Springford back into this game. And Norristown has really struggled mightily with the pressure defense by the Rams, and they've been unable to take advantage when they have broken the press of the transition opportunities. So now Medeiros at the free throw line, 1-on-1 for both teams from this point forward. Free throw is up, it is strong, and it is going to be Kenny coming down with the rebound as Norristown fortunate to remain up 3. Kenny gives it back to number 10, DJ Johnson, as he'll get things set. Kenny, no room there for the 3. Paulino left alone. Hands off. Back to DJ Johnson. Now Willie Anderson driving baseline. Can't get the layup to go. It's rejected. And no foul called. And again, Norristown can't get anything going offensively. They've been stuck on 50 for quite some time now. 3 minutes and 19 seconds to play. As it is Scrocky underneath. We're going to have an offensive foul. Nice job by DJ Johnson. Taking the offensive foul there. That'll be Norristown inbound to basketball. But once again, the familiar full court press set up by the Rams. We'll see if Norristown can inbound to here. That's the worst spot, but did an excellent job of getting it right back to Kenny. Kenny gets it to Paulino. Now numbers for Norristown. Anderson. We're going to have an offensive foul. Yep. Looks like the little jump pass there by Paulino once again is going to result in an offensive foul. Player control foul on Paulino. That is his 4th team foul. 8th on the Eagles overall. And again, they have had numerous 2- and 3-on-1 opportunities and unable to capitalize. And looks like they're not going to be able to get the substitution in. Now they will, as the ball is kicked out of bounds. It'll stay Ram basketball. And Paulino's going to come out of the game. Denolfi comes back in. You just had a feeling, even with Norristown up 11, that somehow Springford was going to get back into this game as two pretty evenly matched teams. Now number 10, Zach Scrocky, guarded closely by Denolfi. Gets a pick from Medeiros, hands off to Kovaleski. Kovaleski, layup, up, good. Springford's within 1. It's 50-49. As we are under 3 minutes to play, Kenny will inbound the basketball for Norristown. And a dangerous corner position, but Norristown breaks the press effectively. Willie Anderson throws it away. And Norristown fortunate to get it back, as Norristown has been extremely lazy with some of these passes. As Binky Johnson gets in the ear of Willie Anderson to be a little bit more aggressive with that pass, not so nonchalant. And the Eagles fortunate to have the ball. So Norristown with possession of the basketball and a slim 1-point lead, and Binky Johnson's going to call timeout. Doesn't like the way things have been going offensively, and there's going to diagram something here to try to get the Eagles a good look and increase this 1-point lead. So with a full timeout, we're going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back. Just 2 minutes and change here to play in the fourth quarter. Norristown with possession of the basketball and a slim 1-point lead, 50-49. Now Kenny takes the ball to the hoop, and the layup is up and good. And they go to the go-to guy, and Nazir Kenny, so he got the floater to go, and a much-needed bucket for the Eagles as it stems the tide a bit here, 52-49. Good guys. Now looking backdoor, excellent play. Excellent setup as backdoor pass, and it was Kovaleski. Got the layup to go. Now Kenny as Norristown with numbers, but Willie Anderson's going to slow it up. Under 2 minutes to play, 52-51 in the corner. Kenny tries to draw contact, can't get it to go as the layup goes in and out, and Springford comes down with possession of the basketball with an opportunity to take a lead. Kovaleski with a careless turnover. And fortunate there for Norristown as Kovaleski just took his eye off the ball. So with $1:35 to play, the Eagles with a 1-point lead. Not going to, it's a little too early to take the air out of the basketball now, but they're certainly in need of a field goal. Kenny, a three. Can't get it to go. Denolfi tried to rip it away from Medeiros. He does, but he was the last one to touch it. So it's going to be Ram basketball, and Kenny being told to get back as there was Tyler Slingo by himself back there, but Kenny does get back. So Norristown with a little token pressure, easily beaten. Here comes Kovaleski. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to kick it out of bounds. Consecutive turnovers by Patrick Kovaleski, and the Eagles need to take advantage, try to extend this lead. 52-51. 1 minute, 7 seconds to play here in the fourth. A nip-and-tuck affair. Willie Anderson with the basketball, double-teamed. And we're going to get a timeout. As he found it, found a cross-court pass to Denolfi, but Binky Johnson didn't like his junior in the position he was in there. Calls timeout. And this is going to be a 30-second timeout. So we will stay with you through the short break here as the Eagles, who trailed by 1 at the half, took the lead in the third, led by as many as 11, but they have not been able to build on that lead recently. And the only bucket they've seen in the last 6 minutes of this basketball game was a floater by Nazir Kenny. And the pressure defense has caused the Eagles fits, but they still have the lead. They have the basketball. We are under a minute to play. And we'll see if they can close it out on their home floor. Kenny will inbound the basketball. And looks like he gets it into Denolfi as nearly approached the 5-second call. But it is the Eagles with the basketball. Willie Anderson. And we got a clock issue. Yep, we do got a clock issue. And that's a shame for Norristown as the clock never started. Stuck on 58.6 seconds. And we'll see how they're going to set this up. Willie Anderson looked like he might have had a lane to the basket. But with the clock not running, referees call it dead. And we'll see if they're going to milk maybe 10 seconds off this clock or if we're just going to start anew. As a conference over there. Not sure exactly what's taking so long here. Either going to play at 58.6 seconds or you're going to take about 10 seconds off as the dialogue continues over at the scorers table. Athletic Director Tony Palladino now getting involved. So the pairs wait anxiously to find out how this one's going to play out. And Coach Binky Johnson is going to take this opportunity to quickly draw up a play. So a pseudo timeout, and now Yeah, I don't understand that. Norristown's been able to gather and talk, and now the referee telling this is not a timeout. You cannot gather and talk. And he does get the Eagles to disperse from each other. But advantage Norristown right there as Bicky Johnson trying to take advantage of the rules a little bit there. Can't blame him. Using a free timeout, and looks like we are going to replay with still 58.6 seconds left. So not sure what the delay was about, but it'll stay Eagle basketball. And it is Denafi, top of the key. And we'll see if Norristown wants to just hold it here. Denafi gets it to Willie Anderson. Anderson's trapped. And again, another timeout. As you can see, when the ball is passed in the wing, Springford traps right away. And as well as Willie Anderson has played tonight, he has turned the ball over several times. So Bicky Johnson calls timeout. And this, again, is a 30-second timeout. So a game that was played very quickly through 3.5 quarters has come to a snail's pace here down the stretch. So we've certainly seen times before with 46.9 seconds left. We've seen teams take the air out of the basketball and simply try to dribble it away and maybe win it at the free throw line. We'll see how the Eagles are going to play it. So here we go. Springford on defense, trailing by 1. The Eagles will inbound the basketball. Right in front of their bench, Willie Anderson, who's been splendid offensively tonight. And he gets it inside to Kenny. Kenny quickly double team, turned over. And a turnover by Norristown as they don't get an opportunity. Here comes Springford. What are they going to do with 36 seconds to play? They work the ball around. Medeiros in the corner. Hands off to Fitzgerald. Now Medeiros, 25 seconds to play. Is he going to take Denafi? He'll try. The layup is up, and he got it to go. And for the first time in quite some time, Springford has the lead, 53-52. As Medeiros saw an opportunity, took advantage, and he used his length and athleticism to get to the hoop, and he got the layup to go. But the Eagles still in position now, 20 seconds to play, trailing by just 1. And an opportunity now to take care of business on their home court and try to start the season off on a positive note. So this is going to be a full timeout. We're going to take a short break, folks.
As the game begins to approach its conclusion, we remind you to stay off of the court as you exit the arena this evening. Again, we ask that you stay off of the court as you exit the arena this evening, and we will see you back here again on Thursday night.
The score was 28-27 at the half. Norristown stormed out of the half, and took an 11-point lead, and Springford has clawed all the way back to take a 1-point lead, 53-52. We got 20.5 seconds to play, and to no one's surprise, Springford is going to press Norristown. Nazir Kenny's going to inbound the basketball for the Eagles. And now they're going to pull him back. Here we go. Now Norristown, 14 seconds. Anderson to Denafi, 10 seconds to play. DJ Johnson, just 5 seconds left. Willie Anderson's going to have to get something going, and they're not going to get a shot off. The ball is deflected, and the Eagles will not get a shot off, and that's how this game is going to end. Springford storms all the way back from down 11 And the Eagles lose their opener in the Pac-10, 53-52. One that got away here tonight, folks, as the Eagles can't take care of business at home, and they start the season on a sour note. For my production artist, John Doyle, I'm Ian Morris. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Good night.